89th minute we conceded from a corner. Disappointed. And first game of the World Cup, you want to win. You want to get the confidence.
Like my dream is happening.
Yeah.
To play in World Cup is different.
To see that FIFA is making every effort to eradicate racism and fighting against hate speeches is the best thing that ever happened for the game.
Hello and welcome to the FIFA podcast. This is Mikael Silvestre and I will be sitting with some of the biggest legends of the game, FIFA Legends, and we will be discussing the World Cup 2026 and sharing also memories with these guys. In this episode, I'll be joined by George Weah, Ballon d'Or winner, Edwin van der Sar and Aron Winter, semi-finalists of the World Cup, and Sami Al-Jaber, who participated in 4 World Cups and scored in 3. Enjoy the conversation. I'm delighted today to welcome on the FIFA podcast 2 of my former teammates, but most importantly 2 legends of the Dutch national team. Edwin van der Sar, more than 100 caps, 130 caps for the Oranges.
That sounds better. More than 100. Yeah, that's a range.
Amazing. It's another couple of seasons, maybe more. And Aron Winter, 86?
84.
84.
Yeah.
84.
The second record holder.
Second.
And then I quit with the national team because I was a lot of time I was away from home. But actually now, those days, I'm a little bit regret that I didn't get the number of 100.
100 sounds better. But it's okay. 6 goals. One important one that we will talk about later.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm delighted because, guys, we see each other a lot. We spend some time in Inter Milan. We spend some time at the club level with Manchester United. But
to be fair, Mikael, I forgot a little bit that you played for Inter also, and you told me the story yesterday and everything. Yeah. So Aron Winter came to me. Yeah. So I introduced. Oh yeah, Mikael, do you know Aron? Yeah, we shared a room at Inter at the training ground. So you guys go way back also.
Yeah, but the funny thing is you haven't changed from that time until now. It looks the same.
10 kilos more though.
Yeah, okay.
At least.
I saw you in the gym this morning, Mikael. So
that's why you have to maintain.
Yeah,
the balance between the buffet and the gym is important.
Absolutely. Aaron, where were you this morning?
I was watching some games from the last days.
See you tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. All right. So no, it's fantastic to have the opportunity because we've never done this, and we're just gonna go through a few difficult questions. About memories, start with the memories. When was your first interaction with the World Cup as a kid? Watching with mom and dad? I want to know the very, very beginning, how it happened.
I think I've watched the World Cup '74 with when the Dutch team played Argentina. The Dutch team played, of course, in Germany. I think I know that, but for sure 78 in Argentina when the Dutch team played the second final in a row. Of course, we lost in '74 against Germany. Then we played Argentina in difficult circumstances also, and I think a lot of things were against them to lose that match. Yeah. Any
idol or someone that struck your mind and you wanted to emulate, like George Weah, for example, said to us, Pelé was my idol and I wanted to play like him, move like him, score like him. Somebody that made that effect on you?
Not really, not say during the World Cup. Examples like Hans van Breukelen, former Dutch goalkeeper, Michel Prudhomme, Belgium goalkeeper. So in that way he looked a little bit, but for example what stood out for me is that the goalkeeper in the Dutch national team in '74, he was wearing number 8 on his back. So I think it was more like alphabetical order, and he was called Jan Jongbloed, and so he had number 8. He had a yellow jersey, so that stood out really for me.
Okay, and you, Aron?
Yeah, for me actually the same in '74, but more '78 because it was hosted in Argentina, and at the time we were reaching the final. It was a good game, and they had also huge stars, and from that moment, you are following the World Cups.
the Dutch tradition. I mean, your country is a factory of football. We're talking about France at the moment, but Holland is amazing in terms of youth football, grassroots, and then at the top level with Ajax. You both played at that level. And national team is true, is missing the title, the one World Cup. What do you make of this tournament so far for Holland, for example, and other teams?
Yeah, I watched the game in Dallas. It was okay. I think we had control in the first half. Japan was let's say a bit defensive and waiting for the breakout. They were very organized. Of course, they have a particular way of playing football. And second half, I think we changed a little bit, changed formation a little bit. We got some more activity from the midfield, and then Gravenberg was pushed forward a little bit more. And luckily I was sitting next to Wesley Sneijder in that game, and in the first half we said, and Wesley said, like, this game is not going to be 2-2 at the end. On the other side of the first half, and then after all 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, and then 89th minute we conceded from a corner, I think from Japan, and was just disappointed. And first game of the World Cup, you want to win. You want to get the confidence that the 11 players that the coach have put out, that they are the team that's gonna start, hence injuries or suspensions. When it's a draw, then you get question marks about the tactics, the team, substitutes who are coming in. So let's hope the next game against Sweden will be a better result for them.
For me, Edwin said it was a good game. It was also a good game. But the thing what have surprised me is that we didn't play in our strengths. Because normal-wise, when we are playing against a team, you will see when we're building up our attacking, we are talking about the upcoming fullbacks like Dumfries and Van der Ven. But we are now a little bit waiting, and it's some moments when we were further on the pitch, then there was some moments that Dumfries came up front. And what I was missing also to create also a little bit chaos, because it's also the benefit of Japan, that they were good organized. I was missing that Frankie de Jong was coming from the midfield in the defensive line to make a treat, to building up, to at least open some spaces up for some other players who are coming in that space. And then, in the end, I had also the feeling that the substitutions, when they came in, when we were winning 2-1, it looks like that we were trying to defend the result. And we took out speedness up front. What I'm thinking that at the moment you have to keep the speed up front to at least to take care that Japan doesn't get the freedom, that they had the confidence to attack, that they are aware that if they're losing the ball, that it will be dangerous in their own half. But at the end, 2-2 against a good opponent, Japan, is a good result, because a lot of people are underestimating, because their strength is playing very strict between the lines. At the moment when they were losing the ball, they were very quick in transitions, intensity was there, but they were also very good on the ball. And I think that, should that be different if we were playing our own game? But okay, the first game is always important to not losing, and we have got a point, and in the group stage you have to go further to the next round.
So are you really under pressure on the second game? How do you approach having that result and the way you performed in the first 90 minutes? What's the mood in the camp?
The mood of the camp, I think whatever, Sweden had a good result, winning 5-1, so you got a couple of goals.
Yeah.
I think that's important, mainly to whatever, which position you're going to have in the end of the group. So it's going to be a tough game. They have two young strikers at Arsenal and Liverpool. They are playing. I think defensively you still have probably Lindelof, who played at our former team at Man United. Mm-hmm. Some younger players. So we should have enough quality, energy, and power to get a result and not only result, to get a win against Sweden. To get to the level where you want to be.
The way, especially because the way Sweden, they won that game easily, scoring 5 goals. But they struggled to get to the World Cup in the first place. They had so many draws and not scoring so many goals, but here they are, and they changed the momentum completely.
Yeah, but if you watch the game against Sweden, the result was, the score was huge, 5-1. But there were also some goals that was easy. It was a gift, you know. But okay, still then you have to make the goals. But what Edwin said, I think that Sweden we're gonna perform better. We're gonna get good results. And the last game in your group stage against Tunisia, you have to win. At the World Cup in '94, because now there's also the second World Cup here in the United States. But we were so happy to be here in '94, and we were completely surprised because how everything was very well arranged. The pitches were beautiful, you know, the facilities were great. It was a beautiful tournament because slowly on in the tournament you were growing.
Yeah. Because I can tell you that on the substitute benches it was really hot.
Really hot.
Water, like shoes and everything, with like black shoes and everything. So they were like, they had to put white towels around them.
But you were allowed to drink.
I was allowed
course.
on the bench. I was allowed to drink. And now you saw the players suffering, and of course during training you feel it also. But you had to play a game, and you know mentally what's needed.
Yeah.
Of course you had 10,000 Dutch fans in the stadium. You know, the pressure of performing. Then you get the extra factors of the heat and the humidity. So it takes a lot out of players also. And I'm not surprised, but sometimes you see now a couple of the really the world class players already putting their mark on the tournament a little bit.
Yep.
With
Which
Messi
one are they?
scoring the goals, Mbappé scoring the goals.
Which one are they for you, the standout players so far? I mean, it's only one game, but already some of
But it's
some
always
have
nice
shined.
if your main striker scores goals.
Yeah.
That gives confidence for your defenders, for the
100%.
midfield, for the coach, for the people at home. So if those guys are scoring, that helps. Haaland at Norway. So in that way, it's looking like an interesting tournament. Of course, we still have to get to the preliminary rounds and making sure that we go to the last 32. But there have been some surprising results already.
Some
from
upsets.
big countries that are not able to let's say to beat some of the smaller countries. And for Holland perspective is also nice. For example, that Curaçao is participating. Cape Verde is a small country also with a lot of Cape Verdean who are living in Holland, especially in Rotterdam. So it gives extra dimension for a lot of countries and clubs and fans all around the world.
I wanted to talk to you about, Edwin, when you mentioned all the strikers that you have to face, especially being number 3, taking all the shots from Bergkamp. How was he? Was he the main man? Like you said, Mbappé scores, if Messi scores, if Haaland scores, then your team is getting confidence. If it was Bergkamp for you scoring, then you were like, okay, our guy is there today. We have big hope.
I think Dennis was at that time maybe he played 1 year in Italy at Inter Milan, also the former club of you guys. I don't think that suited him as a playing style. So I think after that he went to Arsenal and really took that next step together with Thierry, who came from Juventus in probably '99 or something. So sometimes a system doesn't function for a striker, but also for a goalkeeper. And the way that Dennis approached, I think, the game, how professional he is, the technique, the quality of the finishes he had, and I think I looked to the right. Aron played a lot more with him. Let's say a lot closer to him than myself. Of course, I faced him in practice with the national team. But his technique, and I don't think he have ever scored like an ugly goal. I think the goals that Dennis scored are always been fantastic goals, amazing goals, brilliant goals. So on that part, maybe Aron has something to add on that.
Why you were thinking about Pippo Inzaghi or something like this?
No, but for a goalkeeper, it doesn't really matter, to be fair, because if they score at one end, that's you only have to protect the goal at my end. So, but yeah, some players are standing at the right position. They know where the ball is going to fall. Even Messi, maybe the goal from yesterday that he scored. He didn't score many goals with his right foot, for example. So he was there on the rebound. So defenders could have been there, or the other striker could have been there. But no, he was there. So that's maybe another part of his amazing portfolio of qualities that he's having.
For this tournament, 48 teams. Do you see any favorite compared to the pronostic before the competition starts? Because everybody almost played a game. Do you see like France, Argentina,
Yeah,
The moment you say France, your eyes lit up and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah,
I know you smile a lot and everything, but like even the smile went
You wanted-
broader.
you
I'm
wanted
not
to say
biased.
only
I'm
France,
just
eh?
honest. I'm just
Your-
honest.
Your crosses were never that good,
We
Mikael.
made
Now
the
you want
last
to...
two World Cup final, right?
Okay, but France
Okay,
have
but
got-
what?
But no, okay, but, you're right. France is one of the favorites. They've got also in depth.
But
Not only
Aron,
that-
did you think that after the first 45 minutes?
No, in general, before the start, France was always one of my favorites because if you see the depth, the quality of the team, it's a real good team. It's a team that you will beat them difficulty.
Yeah, but it can also be difficult if you have too many good players.
No,
They
but
all-
that- but
they
that's-
all want to play, and how
Yeah,
does
but
a
that's-
manager,
but
how does a manager? And
I'm
I
true-
know
I'm
he's very
true.
experienced, of course.
But still, yeah.
But that's the real important thing, how you're going to manage the team. And I think that Champ, I think he's the last 12 years. He's coaching the national team, and he can deal with all the egos, the big stars.
You think
But-
you think they have egos in France?
No, yeah, a little bit, yeah. You could see it definitely on the pitch. You can see it, but okay, yeah, but it's
Is
true.
it arrogance, intelligence, like they're saying?
I'm taking.
They could be Dutch. They could be Dutch.
I think everything in general. It's everything in general. Quality, personalities, everything together. But until now, yeah, France is one of my favorite. The way how they're playing. There are more teams that are playing very well. Okay, I like also Morocco. Morocco was playing good also, against Brazil. I've seen.
You've seen all the games, right?
No, almost the games. That's why I have to be aware. And I've
careful.
seen also.
That's why
today-
I'll leave Aron to answer this question because I've not seen all the games.
That's
Mikael.
why I've seen also today Portugal. Portugal, a good team, But okay, there are many teams that are really good, playing good football, and also not only playing good football, they don't give unnecessary opportunities away that they can get a goal of consume a goal. But I've seen also some huge difference between countries, in quality, and okay. But that is also a fact if you're going to host a World Cup from 32 opponents of countries until 48, and it's beautiful because you give, on the other hand, you give also a lot of experience to countries who are participating, like Curaçao, the guy who made the goal. It's beautiful, scoring on a World Cup. But we will see. And you can see also some teams in the beginning, they're starting slowly. They are afraid to attack immediately because the first result is very important step that you will qualify.
Thank you, gentlemen. It was great. We had a fantastic time. I hope you enjoy the rest of the tournament. Visit the host city you would like to visit. And see you in the final for Holland against France, yeah?
Yeah,
then we come back, Mikael, on the podcast with
Yeah.
Holland against France. We're back with you on the couch. Yep.
and then at the end,
Promised.
of the end of the final, then we will ask you the questions because then we have won.
Okay, let's do this. Thank you. Thank you so much, Aron and Edwin, for being with us on the FIFA podcast. Now, from the World Cup semi-finalist to the Ballon d'Or winner, Mr. George Weah, I'll be catching up with him and see how he's been and enjoying the tournament so far. Ballon d'Or winner, legends of Africa, legend of Liberia, legend of the world of football. I'm so pleased to have you in the FIFA podcast, my dear captain and idol. It's a very emotional moment for me. I know we've been speaking face to face, but now it's just me and you through the microphone and images.
Well, good to see you. Good to see you.
Listen, I want to start with you with one simple question, because obviously you were probably the best of the best that never participated in the World Cup. But growing up, what was your first image, memory of the World Cup stage FIFA tournament?
Well, Sylvia, that's a very good question. For where I came from, the part I came from, Africa, television was the only means of watching the World Cup. Yeah, and then we all began to dream to play World Cup one day or to play somewhere until I had the opportunity to go to Cameroon, then I went to Monaco. But you know the country I'm from, Liberia, a very small country, 5 million people. Of course, we experienced war, and during our civil crisis is when we push our national team, to rebuild the image of our country through sports. We tried to go to the World Cup twice.
Yeah.
It didn't
You
work.
missed on one point, right?
Just one point. It didn't work. But we tried. But it was very good to know that we stood for our country, and then we did our best, and then our generation did not have the chance to go to the World Cup. But we watched World Cup before we even, dream about going to the World Cup, because we know the World Cup is a very important event, So, but we miss it, that's life, we can't go back.
So obviously you didn't participate in the World Cup, sorry to put the knife again, but the good news is your son is playing in the World Cup, doing well, good start with the USA. What did you make of the first game, and what do you expect for the future?
It's a blessing. It's a blessing for me, and I want to thank God. I'm very grateful that when he was born, I was still playing, and then he was encouraged to go outside to play, and then he took it seriously, and then my wife and I, helped to make sure that we're connecting to the right people that can give an opportunity. That's what you do for your children. And he made it. He fought very hard. It was not an easy task. And of course I can only give my wife say thanks to my wife, give her the glory, because she worked very hard, to take into practice. I was working, playing, I didn't have the time. When I come to vacation, I go to somewhere in practice game. Distances. She drive far distance to take him, and I used to ride with them. So, she did very well. And today, Timothy, he got a chance now to show what he learned.
Now, my captain, now we're going to switch to a different subject, which is the global stand against racism by FIFA and the Players Voice Panel. Since you've been involved from day one and looking after us, showing us the way, leading by example, and your wisdom, I wanted to ask you about the progresses, the vision, the milestone that we've achieved so far, and share with us your view, please.
Well, first of all, it's a good initiative to fight, to eradicate hate speeches and racism. In the past, most of us experienced racism, bullying on a high level. And you know that. You know that. And to see that FIFA is making every effort to eradicate racism and fighting against hate speeches is the best thing that ever happened for the game. Because it's a game of unity, it's a game of peace, it's a game of friendship, and we don't need to hate people. You can have your view, you can express your view, but you need to understand other people's culture, So what FIFA doing is the best way FIFA need to make sure that those that don't understand that people that love the game need to, stay together, work together, live together, enjoy the game together, and constantly writing hate speeches and the vocal language they use to bully other players. I think those people need to be punished. And what FIFA doing is very good. And it's not just trying to punish those that speak to other people in a very derogatory way, but the fact that FIFA also going to schools and communities and trying to make sure that the youth learn not just how only to play, but to also understand that we can live together. We can be friends. You can play for another team, I play another, we can be friends, because there's a familyship. It's the most beautiful game. So we need to protect the game.
I can only agree with you, and I'm pleased that I'm part of this 16 Players Voice Panel. So I would like to thank you for your time. I know you have a busy schedule. And once again, thank you very much for joining the FIFA podcast. I see you soon.
No, good to see you always. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Enchanté encore. Merci beaucoup.
Bonne nuit. And to finish this episode, I will share the conversation I've had with Sami Al-Jaber, who played in 4 World Cups. So we had this conversation a couple of days ago. Enjoy it.
Really, Mikael, it's great to be with you, first of all. And as we mentioned, we speak the same language. Football is bringing everybody together. And we will hope that we will continue that passion every time. We never stop about this.
I mean, for the audience, you got to learn something about Sami. 156 caps, 46 goals, 4 World Cups. 4 World Cups, it's amazing. What an achievement. And you still enjoy it. So we're going to break it down to your first one, back in 94 in the US. So you're back now in the US after so many years. What are the memories from this time?
Well, Mikael, well, I remember when we arrived here, at the first time for Saudi Arabia to reach out, qualify to the World Cup. Before we got to United States, and we know our group was Netherlands that time.
Tough.
Very. And we don't know, Gullit, Rijkaard, Van Basten, and Van Basten was injured. He's not sure about Overmars. And the squad, top players who played in
Golden
Europe.
generation.
Golden generation. And the best team that time was Belgium. And Belgium, Anzu Shifu, and all this.
What a generation as well.
What a generation. And before they qualified directly, and strong in the groups, and everyone said, Belgium, they will win. And as you know, Belgium always is there, like in a spot, like they have the best players. And the last is Morocco. And Morocco that time generation is playing, maybe 90% they're playing French league that time.
Yeah.
Nobody expect that we go in this strong group stage and we play games like this. Just like I see it, it's not like killing us. They are like, please don't lose with so many goals. Just go there, play your heart, play very good.
How old are you then?
I was 18 and a half at that time.
Oh my God, that's super young. Wow.
Yeah.
A few years have passed, a few decades back in the US. So now Saudi, you went to the stadium against Uruguay.
Yeah.
What's your reaction on the game? Because yesterday you were kind of positive last night when you spoke about it.
When I met you, I said we're gonna draw.
So this morning? What's your analysis?
No, first, Mikael, it's like I think you have the same feeling when the atmosphere of the game, and fantastic stadiums, facilities is different than before, and also technology and everything is like you wish sometimes you are there.
The conditions are
the
way
condition-
better now.
Oh, mom, much better.
Yeah.
But you wish that when you are there, but you still, when the national anthem or the feeling before the match starting, it's that you had that memory inside. But I was so proud of Saudi Arabia yesterday.
Why?
The reason that I'm proud, it's not easy, Mikael, that you change the coach 1 month before the World Cup.
True. I was surprised, because it's a difficult situation.
You played different football before with Hervé Renard.
Hervé Renard, yeah.
And you have only one group there playing with him.
Mm-hmm.
And to make this change in 1 month and to see how they play, especially the first half, they waited 15 minutes to get the confidence. If you see the match, then after 15 minutes, they were controlling. They have the confidence. They were playing more football yesterday.
Yeah.
And
They scored first.
when they scored, the more relaxed.
Yeah.
I mean, relax in a good way that they still have the ball. But normal when you play against any South American team like Uruguay, with the experienced
Yeah, with
player,
the quality.
Bentancur, Valverde, whatever, quite quality game, the quality players in this game. I saw that the team they with the stress, with the physically also is not. They dropped down.
They dropped, huh? In front of the
They dropped down, and some
in front of
players
the box, yeah.
Yeah, and some players they're asking. I saw them because it doesn't show on the TV, but I saw them. They are asking to change. Last 15 minutes, they couldn't run anymore. And this situation, the only one who knows is the coach, because he's in a communication with the players and understand the players how they. But great job. The goalkeeper was Al-Uwais.
It did amazing.
And for me, Valverde is a big player, but for me was our goalkeeper was
the
the
goalkeeper
best. Was the best player.
Fantastic.
Yeah, was the best player last night.
Sami, could you take us to 2034 when Saudi is going to host the World Cup? What are the expectations, the plan, the vision? What comes to mind to you?
We are more, we like to host people, as generous.
Yeah.
As we we are open to the countries, we are open to the world, we are open to everyone to come to us. We want them. We are very warm.
True. I've been there many times.
You've been there. You see it.
Always
people
feel
more
welcome.
friendly in the street, more they
passionate about football.
Passionate about football, and they love everyone from all over the world. So I think it's gonna be one of the best World Cup. Not I think, I'm sure it's gonna be one of the best World Cup, because I see how the preparation goes from now, how the preparation goes for everything to host so many. So we can't wait to host the World Cup. We can't wait to see the people that are coming, because I think it's gonna be one of the best World Cup, I'm sure.
Amazing. I'm looking forward to it, for sure.
And everyone, you are more than welcome that time.
I know.
We will do another interview then.
For sure. Sami, it was great to have you. Thank you for sharing so many memories. We could be sitting here and talk again and again. But thank you for coming and spending the time with us.
Thank you, Mikael. Thank you for hosting me, and I'm so glad to hear. You take me back.
The good times.
So many years, emotionally and everything. Thank you so much, and I was so happy.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. And this is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the show. Please subscribe. And if you have any email, any question, please send it to podcast@fifa.org. And we see you soon for more episodes.